Hello and welcome to Draws 101s. Today I'm going to be talking about a new feature in the Brave New Worlds expansion pack for Civilizations 5, and that is the XCom squad. Now this is probably going to be a relatively short video. I'm just going to be talking about the XCom squad and its features, and also what I think about it. Okay, so first of all, I'm playing on one of my own saves, but I am using the cheats mod, the in-game editor mod. Which basically means I can add in units. Most of the game itself I've gone completely cheat free. I just decided I was going to do this video and use that, in case any of you are eagle-eyed enough to spot that and call me a dick. So there we go. Anyway, so these are the XCom squads. I've spawned in all of these. They can be created after you research nanotechnology, which is an information era technology. Essentially, the XCom squad is the ultimate upgrade for all of your infantry squads, and it is incredibly powerful. It is most notably an update for the an upgrade for the paratroopers, as they are able to get on board a Sky Ranger dropship and jetpack down up to, let's have a look, 40 tiles away, which is obviously pretty damn huge. Now, just a bit of backstory first of all. The XCom squad is from another game called XCom Enemy Unknown, and from before that, the other XCom games, because these games are made by the same developers, I believe. I think it's the same developers anyway. In those games, they are essentially units created by a World Council. A group created by the World Council to defend against an alien invasion. So they are outfitted with the most up-to-date military hardware, plasma weaponry, all sorts of things, so that they can do the most damage against the alien foe. So in this game they are the ultimate upgrade, which is very interesting. And it then goes to make sense, I think, because I've always had a bit of a problem with you having World War II style paratroopers fighting alongside giant death robots, which didn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyway, so first of all I'm going to show you their paradrop ability. So they can paradrop really, really far away. Right onto the edges of this, nearly up to the edges of this entire continent, which is impressive. I mean, if you look, it actually spans from, a lot of this entire continent. It's a huge place, and they can go all the way across. There is a very interesting animation for it as well. Let's see if I can land them in. No, they can't land over there, can they? I'll land them over here, next to Salvador. Oh, sorry, I missed that. I'm a bit of a douche for doing that. Sorry. Tell you what, I'll bring them a bit closer to home. So yeah, so they jump out the back of their Sky Ranger, and they can't attack instantly. Just like paratroopers, they can move, they can pillage, and they can go to alert mode, but they can't attack this turn, or I don't think they can attack the next turn either. So yeah, they move pretty basic number of tiles otherwise. Sorry, I keep getting teleported around to show all sorts of other stuff. Another thing I thought would be interesting would be to show you their basic damage against other units of the sort of similar time zone. The modern armor would be the equivalent tank, and the equivalent, well, one step down, the mechanized infantry, and the equivalent artillery. So I thought I'd show off the weaponry power for there. This is against their mechanized infantry. So as you can see, they've done almost half damage there. Let's see if they do the same for the artillery. And so they've instantly destroyed the rocket artillery, which is very impressive. And finally the tanks. See, I think something they have added in there, or something that's a bit extra that's interesting, is you notice the way they stand as a group, very tactically, very, very well set out. most of the squads in the game, most of the units, they all set themselves out in regimental file. And in this, I think it's interesting that they set themselves out into like tactical placement as a squad, because the game itself, I think it's a bit of a salute to the game itself in that there's a lot of tactics to XCom. That's just a bit of random crap that I've made up there, but I think I'm right. So over here is something that the only other video I could find of the XCom squad on the internet was I think the developers showing off at a conference how many XCom squads it took to destroy a giant death robot. But that was just recorded on what I assume was like a camcorder or a phone or something. So I just wanted to show that on a bit of a better screen as well. So the giant death robot was, up until this point, the most powerful unit in the game. I don't like it when the camera does this. See, if it was any other circumstance, I would have turned off the complicated combat system, or whatever it's called. Quick combat. Turn off the combat. But I don't think it's worth it for this. I wanted to show off everything, including the animations. So there we go. 3 squads of XCOM, and they've wiped out the giant death robot, which is obviously very impressive. I think that's the only unit that's actually that capable of doing that. It's very, very cool. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything there is to show about the XCOM unit. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it very informative. I know that if I'd have found the XCOM squad video, something like this, before, I would have been very much more inclined to buy Civilization's Brave New World a lot quicker, because I think this was a very, very cool add-on to the game. I'm glad there is finally something to fill the void of sort of futuristic infantry, other than just, you know, vehicles. Thank you very much for watching.